At 2:17 a.m., a single porch light flickers on in a quiet suburban neighborhood. A security camera catches a figure standing still, too still. They're not running. They're not panicking. They're waiting. Minutes later, that same figure disappears into the darkness, leaving behind a secret that would unravel an entire community. This wasn't a crime of opportunity. It wasn't random. And it wasn't sudden. This was personal. Just after sunrise, a dog walker noticed something unusual behind a row of townhouses. A car parked crookedly, engine cold, door slightly open. Inside, police would find a scene that told a quiet but devastating story. No signs of forced entry. No struggle visible at first glance. Just silence, and a life abruptly cut short. Investigators knew immediately. Whoever did this wasn't a stranger. The victim was Evan Brooks, 34 years old. To everyone who knew him, Evan lived an ordinary life. He worked in IT, volunteered on weekends, and had a reputation for being dependable, the kind of person who always answered calls, always showed up. Friends described him as private, but kind. Someone who avoided drama. Someone who, by all accounts, had no enemies. But what police would soon discover was that Evan had been living two lives, and the second one was hidden carefully from almost everyone. During the investigation, detectives recovered Evan's phone. At first, nothing stood out, until they found a second messaging app, hidden behind a generic icon. Inside were hundreds of messages, late-night calls, photos never shared publicly, all of them linked to one person, Rachel Moore. Rachel wasn't just anyone. She was married, and not just married, married to someone Evan knew, someone who had trusted him. Rachel and Evan's relationship had started innocently, a conversation at a work event, a shared commute, a few texts that slowly became more frequent. But over time, the messages changed. They became desperate, fearful, urgent. Rachel spoke often about wanting to leave her marriage, but being afraid. Afraid of what her husband, Daniel Moore, might do if he found out. Friends would later tell police that Daniel was controlling, jealous, obsessive, and according to Rachel's messages, he was starting to suspect something. On the day Evan was killed, his phone recorded one final call. Rachel. The conversation lasted just under 2 minutes. After that, Evan sent one last text to a friend. "If anything happens, check my phone." He never came home that night. Daniel Moore was questioned the next day. At first, he appeared calm, too calm. He claimed he'd spent the evening alone, that he hadn't seen Evan in weeks. But investigators noticed inconsistencies. CCTV placed Daniel's car near the scene. Cell tower data contradicted his timeline, and a neighbor reported hearing raised voices around 2 a.m. Then police found something chilling. Daniel had searched, weeks earlier, how to erase digital footprints. How long before a body is discovered? When confronted with the evidence, Daniel's composure cracked. He admitted he had followed Evan that night. Not to kill him, he said, but to make him stop. But anger escalated. Words turned into violence. And in a moment he claimed he couldn't take back. A secret relationship ended in murder. Daniel Moore was arrested and later convicted of second-degree murder. Rachel, shattered by guilt and grief, testified in court, describing a relationship she never imagined would cost someone their life. Evan's family described him as a man who made one mistake, trusting the wrong people with his heart. This case is a reminder that secrets don't stay hidden forever, that jealousy can turn lethal, and that the most dangerous relationships are often the ones no one sees. If you or someone you know is trapped in a situation that feels unsafe, silence can be the most dangerous choice of all. Because sometimes, love isn't what kills. Fear is. For more amazing insight videos about true crime, hit the subscription button. This is Crime Lens, where every detail matters.